Yes, good afternoon, everybody. If you are watching this in afternoon, it is afternoon. Otherwise, just choose the time of your day. Uh, we did spend some time talking about interlace patterns. Uh, in this video, I would like to talk about patterns in the Kundekari form. In fact, I will split this talk into parts. One for regular pattern and the second part for the classic Kundekari. Simply the topic is a bit heavy, so talking about Kundekari it may take some time. Then let's make two parts. So what we are having here. This is the pattern from the doors from Dar el Bacha in Morocco. And we are going to learn today economics of pattern design. Economics, what I mean by economics. Normally when I look how people make their patterns, sometimes I am really horrified. People draw hundreds of circles, hundreds of lines, and then they are wiping them up and so on. These things you can make very, very simple, much simpler than most of the people are doing. So let's go to the next page. And this is where we are. Just look at this, what you are having here. Definitely you will find that here there is a mirror line. There's no doubt about this. That's a mirror line. It is passing. Okay, I just have to. It is passing like this. And left side and right side of the pattern is exactly the same. Now, if you draw another line like this one, you will find out that this line is also a mirror for this pattern. Left side and right side, left side, they are the same. If you wish, you can draw another mirror line like here, and then you can make mirrors this way. And then you can also make a mirror like this. In terms of horizontal mirrors, the most important is the mirror here. So you can see that the top part and the bottom part are the same. Look at this, two circles, so they are the same. The next horizontal mirror we can find here. And here is another horizontal mirror. And then there is another one here. So in fact, this whole pattern was made out of rectangles like this. This is square, you can guess, and there's no doubt about this. So if I make it just this way, okay, don't worry about this. And then what I will do, I will make this transparent, just properties, and make it around 50% is fine. Okay. And my pattern was also made transparent, so I will just come back with the real colors, almost. So this is what you got. You need only this rectangle, this square, and then you will be able to make your pattern without much trouble. Now let's go to the right side. I took this rectangle and I made it here. Look, that's the square that we are having. Yes, okay. So this is what we are having here. I think my drawing is slightly inaccurate, but this is just the hand drawing, not geometric construction. So you can trust my intuition and believe that in the future you will get a proper result. Now, look what we got. We got lines like this. If you divide the top right angle into four equal parts, so these angles will be how much? 90 degrees for this is 22.5. So we are getting these points. And of course, we are getting this point. And then look, what will happen if I take this point and I draw a vertical line, well, like this, and then just like this, okay, and like this. So what I did really, I divided this angle into parts. They are not really equal parts. If you want me to have equal parts, I have to just draw like this. But that's really too much at the moment. And of course I can make. So I can divide the right any angle in parts, and each of these small angles is 22.5. I will not need them, all of them. Okay, so I will remove these unnecessary lines. Okay, do I need this one? Just a moment. Keep it for a moment, but otherwise everything is fine. And I really don't need this line. Okay, but I will need a line like this. The same, exactly the same, I can do here. I can do lines like this. I can do this line, okay. I can do more, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. And now what I am doing really, if I select all these lines, just like this, display line style thin, okay, then I can make medium lines and just look what I'm getting. I draw from this point to this point. Then I draw from this point to this one. And of course I can draw farther outside of this without bothering too much. Then what I do, okay, I can do this. Okay, my hand drawing is not perfect. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. The same way I can do things like this. In fact, this segment probably will join this one. And I should draw also a segment like this one. But in this case, this is unique case when I will not use these two segments. So let's keep them for a moment. And now let's move to another page. Yes, document options, add, okay, take this page, add this page, duplicate page 2, okay, and this is what I got. Now, I don't need all this, so I can scrap it because I need space. So let's go this way and down like this, and now I don't need this text. I don't also need my face. So what I will do, I will select everything I will go to arrow and I will just move it right like this. If you don't want to destroy your pattern, your, let's say, drawing, you have to just select everything. Okay, and now we can start our work. So let's start doing real work and then this will be fine. So start with the square. We did a lot of squares already, so press the shift button and just go like this. Okay, you're getting a nice big picture. I don't need this polygon. The polygons for regular polygons are quite useful when you're doing something, let's say, more important. Now I don't need this. Now I want to recreate this what I did here. So I draw a line here. Display, line style, thin, and now what I will do. Double click here, transform, rotate 90 degrees by 4. Okay, I don't need to bother too much. Transform, okay, and rotate again, and transform, rotate again. Fine. I got what I really wanted. So I got these 2 points. These are the points here and the one here. Okay. Now, what I do, just construct perpendicular line like this. Okay. And just take this one, construct perpendicular line like this. Okay. Look, this is the most important what we do. If I start drawing fat lines here, line style medium, if I drew this line and this line, what I got, I got precisely this octagon that is here. Now I need to do something with this. So what I do, transform, rotate, okay, but cancel this because I had now transform, rotate, 22.5, but I want to draw it up. Okay, like this, and transform, rotate, like this. Okay, and now look what I'm getting this time. I'm just getting line, perfect line. The circle should be not so fat, but I really don't bother too much about this. And then, yes, and then in octagonal design, you can trust really all these lines. You see what you got here. You can be absolutely sure that these segments are equal. And this is equal, and this is equal. Okay. How to do it? You can calculate their lengths or just say draw circle. This means this radius and this radius is the same. Control Z. I do it the same. You see, again, these two segments are equal. Okay, so fine. And now what I can do precisely the same here. And look, I got already what I wanted to get. I got, yes, and now I have a thing like this. So I reflect this point, and this is what I got. Okay, so first part is ready. We got the tessellation, file, document options, add, duplicate, Okay, I just did this. Okay, fine. I think I made it twice. So file document options, remove this page. Okay, now it is fine. Okay, now I don't need circles because I use them already, so hide these circles. Now, what I can do, I just want to capture this point because this point is important. I want to capture these points, okay, and then I will be hiding a few things more. You see what is really important. It is important that we have less crowded screen. So if you don't need any line, and you don't need this one also, you don't need this one, and even this one, you can always hide them. You can hide them in many ways. Now, okay, there's one more line that I can remove. Display, hide this line, and that is fine. And now what I do, I can split each octagon into triangles like this, just this way. Okay, so this is what I'm getting, and I do the same. Now, that is important. If you are doing this pattern the Eastern way, it means the way like it was done in Turkey or Iran, this square here, because this is square really, you can just transform, reflect, you see what you got, okay, and transform, reflect. This is really square. So doing this Iranian way or Turkish way or Uzbek way would be absolutely fine. Now, for now, we are doing this pattern. This is Moroccan pattern, and we have to fit here this nice star. We cannot fit this star using traditional way. Why? Because this star, when we do it Iranian way, it will have different size than the one that is here. So what I do, I just remove them. Please delete. I remove these points. I don't need them. I will keep this point and I will do a thing like this. So we have these triangles. Here on the right side, this is also a triangle. Okay, and here you can draw a line like this. So we are just having triangles like you would expect. Okay, this will be our tessellation. And now let's move to the next page. Document options, add, duplicate, page 21. That is this. And now where to start? Let's start designing this rosette. Again, this is Moroccan way, so I will just demonstrate what I mean by Moroccan way. I just draw this point and this point. These are the midpoints of each bottom of the triangle. I will make this line thin and I will make it black because we finished the tessellation and this tessellation is just enough for us. Now what I will do, reflect like this. So these are the two lines that are going this way and this way. Now, next step. Take these 3 points in this order. Vertex, top vertex, right vertex, and the middle. And now, having these 3 points, construct angle bisector. This is the angle bisector. Angle bisector has really important role. Usually we use them as a mirrors. So display line style, you can make it dashed. This is our mirror. Mirror is not a solid line. This is something that is just a mirror. And then construct angle bisector. So we did mirrors, bisectors for each corner, and they will be serving as mirrors. Now what I do, if this is a mirror, then I will do double click and then transform, reflect, and then again transform, reflect. Okay, so multiple reflections are in this case. Now again, another mirror, double click to make it really mirror, take this line, reflect, and again, edge, transform, reflect. Look what I got. I got a thing that looks this way. Yes, display line style medium and display line style solid. Okay, this way down, this way down, this way down, this way down, and this way down. Okay, so this is what we got. It looks like a petal that we have here. Then, again, in Moroccan way, you can leave this part empty. If you're doing this Ottoman way or Persian way, you should continue these lines like this. Okay? And that is this what normally you do when you're doing a Persian pattern. So I remove them. Now, I have to copy this motif into each of these things. So I will just make my life much easier than normally I can do. Okay, display color red. Okay, and now construct two perpendicular lines. Yes, transform, rotate. How much rotate? 90 degrees by 4. Just this way. That's enough. Then again the same. Transform, rotate, but now the other way. So I put minus here. And this way I got the same triangle that I got here. Okay, so display hide these lines. I just need the point. Okay, so I will just do what I did here. Construct a midpoint. Even I can draw a segment here, so it will be even much easier, and display line style thin. Okay, and this will be another mirror. Now look how this line here was going. It is perpendicular to this edge, you see. So what I have to do, I have to take this point and this line, construct perpendicular line, but this one should be black. Okay, and now I need a mirror. Construct angle bisector. This is my mirror. I can make it dashed like I did here. And now mirror. So take this line, transform, reflect. Perfectly fine. Again, double click, transform, reflect. Okay. And now I don't need to make any more reflections. Just look what I do. Display, line style medium, display, line style solid, and this one here, and this one here. Okay, so we got right side of this pattern. Now I take these segments. Okay, I make a double click here, transform, reflect. You see what I got? I got precisely the same what I have on my drawing. So display, hide these objects. Okay, I don't need this segment anymore. And in fact, I will not need these segments anymore. So hide these objects. At this stage, you can just take any color if you want. Okay, so let me to say, okay, I have a color palette like this, and I will just take a gold color like this one. And now, yes, okay, and then look what I did. I make them separately. I made them separately so I can remove one of them and the other one will stay. And let's apply this color. Okay, so that's the color that I need. And now, do I need these points? Probably not. So let's remove these points. Display, hide points. Now you can make display line style thin. Okay, and now you can make your petal. So selecting these 2 points, this one and this one. Why? Because you see, when you just check this one, you see that this point D is independent. And the same is here. This is independent. So they are the starting points for the tool. Now selecting this, and now I will call it petal. And this is petal gold. Okay, so I got my petal gold here like this, and now I want to scrub these things. Okay, oh, well, I can keep them for a moment, but okay, I don't need this line, I don't need this line, I don't, well, I will keep this line. So display, hide these lines, and now look what I can do with my tool. I made this tool petal gold. I can put it here. Okay, I can put it here. I can put it this way, and I can put it this way, and this way, and this way. So we saved a lot of time by just making a tool for the petal. Okay, and also the bottom part, like here, I just need to transform, reflect this point, and then I can make the petal. Okay, so large work is done, and we just got 20 minutes more. So let's do more. Let's hide this point, a line. No, I don't want to do. I just want to hide these two lines, hide these lines. And because I was not doing this petal from the tool, so I have to, okay, here I can make this way, that's fine. Don't worry about the edge because the edge here is absolutely not important. Now, the next part is this part. If you were, okay, let's change the page, add, duplicate, This is page 22. Okay. If we were doing this in Persian way, the simplest way was just transform, reflect, transform, reflect, and the same here. Double click, transform, reflect, and then transform, reflect. And this is the Persian or Turkish way, or even Central Asian way. This is what we normally do when we get to the situation like this. Okay? But this is not our case. In our case, we have got something that looks completely different. So I have to just remove these segments. It means Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. That is fine. Okay. Now I have to just make a circle like this. Make the circle thin. And now you can draw this. Display, line style, medium. Then going to this point. This is the intersection point of the circle. Yes. Yes. Okay. You see, this is what we really wanted to get. Now, let's move to the next page, document options, add duplicate, page 23. Okay. And now I don't need all these lines. Yeah, okay. I don't need the circle also, so hide them. Okay. Now what I can do, I can just make the gold part for the circle, but because I don't want to have all colors the same, so these two colors I will mark slightly different way. I will mark them this way, so display color, the other one, it will be like this. And now I have to populate this part and this part. So double click here. Now what you do, yes, okay, and then this part, transform, reflect, okay, and then the same, just selecting, you don't need really to select these points, so, and of course this thing, transform, reflect. Okay, so we got precisely the shapes that we have there. So File, Document Options, Add, Duplicate, page 24. Okay. Now, you don't need to bother about the thick lines and thin lines. It really doesn't matter at the moment. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to just go to this triangle. In fact, this is not really triangle. This is a kite like this one. Okay, this is the kite like this one. And now I have to just start bothering about this, what I got before. You see, when I was drawing this, I had some points, some lines. So display, show all hidden. Okay, look, that's the line that we need. And then transform, reflect, that's another line. And of course I can do the same, and this is transform, reflect like this. So what I can do, I can steal these lines, okay, and these points from this place. So what I do, I select these 2 points, I select these 2 points. I can also select these lines and just make a new tool, call it two lines. And now we can go back to the page 25. Look what I can do here. I got the tool, so it is like this. You see, this is what I wanted to have. And now make intersection, construct intersection, okay. And then what I can do, I can just make reflection, okay, and perfectly fine, I will get this, okay, and I have no problem with this at all. Now I will have to do something with this corner, because in this corner I have a star. The star is here. So what I do, I expect that the edge of the star, this one and this one, they will be the same. So this is the point. I draw a circle, okay, just a circle like this, line style in, and then I draw a segment like this, and then what I do, I draw, construct perpendicular line. It is this way, okay, and then my speakers doesn't do properly, so I don't know how the things will be going in the recording. So display line style medium. Okay, now I do the same. I do the same. Okay, so that is this what I got. Now, in this point, I construct perpendicular line. Okay, make it thin because it is over, so the line style thin. Okay, I have to hide these 2 points, but let's make it with the button. So hide these intersections. And now normally what we do when we design a star like this, we take this line, we select these elements, transform, reflect, and now we can do this what I did at the moment. Now I want to make, okay, but display line style medium, just keep it like this because otherwise, okay. Okay, now we are fine. So what I have to do, I have to just fill another triangle, but this part is already partially done. And then is this, okay, this point, transform, reflect, I got this. And now let's move to the next page, document options, add, duplicate, page 25. This is what I got. And now I have to start cleaning. First, these lines that are used, but we no longer need them. Okay, and then, so display, hide these objects. Okay, there is a segment here, so hide it. Now you can add some colors extra here. So if I do this like this, okay, this is my mistake. Escape. Okay, let's do it this way. And if you want, you can use another color just to make this part different color, the other one like this. Okay, and then I have to make a color for this part, but this time I want to make it very dark, display color. The other one, it is like this. And now double click here, take these two polygons, transform, reflect. Okay, so we finished our pattern. Now is the cleaning process. So let's move to the next page, document options, add, duplicate, page 26. Okay, and now I don't need this. Hide objects. I don't need this. Hide objects. I'm just removing everything what is outside. And then what I do here, display hide objects. Now I can remove all these polygons, red lines. Okay, I have just wrong button. Yeah, like this. Just I'm pressing Shift so I can select many things at the same time. So display hide objects. Okay, you see, so nice. Display hide segment. And now what I can do, select everything. Display line style thin. Okay, so I lost all these bold lines. Now points, edit, select all points. I may need only corner points and even not all of them. So let's keep them like this and then display hide points. Okay, so this is the part which I said is enough to make our pattern. Now let's go to the next page, document options, add, duplicate, page 28. Now let's remove everything what we don't need. Okay, we don't need this. Okay, and now I'm just moving it somewhere in a good space. And then what I do, double click on this point. Okay, and in fact you can do it for each vertex. Now this is like this, and now double click, select this part, transform, reflect, and then double click, select this part, transform, reflect. Okay, I didn't copy these segments, so transform, reflect. Okay, now remove the red lines, displayed hide segments. Now what I do, double click here, remove these segments. Okay, so what I do, just like this, display hide segments. Now do this, selecting everything, transform, reflect. Okay, and of course you can make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Now at this stage, when you think that you finished everything, you can apply a global color for the white spaces. Okay, this was our last color, and I can put it to the back. So right click on this polygon, send it to the back. Okay, and now I want to have it slightly different, so let's make it greenish. Display color the other way. Okay, and then this is our pattern, how it looks when we start developing something big. Now, of course, what you can do, You can do again the same. So transform like this. Now double click here, display, hide segments. Now what I do, I am selecting everything, transform, reflect. Look what this, so I have to click on this. Now right click on it and then ask to go back with this. Okay, and this is everything. So select all points, display, hide points. Now we still have red edges. Edit, select all segments, display color black. Okay. And that is the pattern that we developed based on this drawing. And I think this is the right moment to stop, to start finishing, because otherwise Zoom will kick us out. Okay, so thank you for watching, and thank you for your work if you decide to make this pattern on your own. And I would like to see it from your emails. So, and now, goodbye, and now I will leave.